It's not very often that you see a 72-year-old playing and streaming Wizard101. Last week, I stumbled across a really sweet woman who goes by Fern Young at Heart on Twitch. I can confidently say that she is the oldest Wizard101 player that I have ever met. So I messaged her on Twitch to ask her if we could sit down and talk about Wizard101. Thankfully, she agreed to the interview, so without any further ado, let's get into the video. So you are 72, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you are exactly 50 years older than me, and we both happen to share the exact same love for Wizard101. I have some questions. The first one is, have you always been a gamer, or was Wizard101 the first game that introduced you to gaming?
Yes, Wizard101 was the first game that introduced me to gaming. No, I've never been a gamer prior to Wizard101.
Have you been playing Wizard101 since beta?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. What was it like for you to play through all of the changes that King's Isle has implemented? Because it's been about 14 years since beta.
It has. It has. Well, at the beginning, it was really, well, we didn't know any better, you know. They didn't have the arrows, and they didn't have the mounts and the pets and all the, so it was, when all that stuff started coming out, it was like so great. I mean, obviously it made the game easier, but because we didn't know any better, it was like just an added fun thing to do.
Right.
You know, because we already still knew how to play without all that. So yeah. But through the years, they've added a lot, and I'm happy about that because they've kept up with the times and added a lot of stuff to Wizard101 to keep everyone interested. That's important. That's really important. So,
did you notice how whenever they changed the graphics of, I think they did it to all of Wizard City. Did you notice that too?
I didn't.
Okay.
When I started streaming, one of the gentlemen, I call him a kid because I'm old. But anyways, he told me, he said, "Did you know that they changed the graphics?" I said, "No, I didn't know that." And he said, "Well, which one do you like better, the original or the new one?" And I said, so I went and I looked, and I liked the new one better because it's brighter.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But he liked the old one because, sentimental, and he likes things like that.
I like the new one too. The newer one just looks more smoother, and that's how I like to play it too. Whenever that came out, I was really excited because I think they kind of did that somewhat recently. It hasn't been out for more than 5 years, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, would you say that Wizard101 is your favorite game? If so, what makes this game special from any other game that you've played?
Okay, it is my favorite game. I haven't played a lot of games. I have played Minecraft. One of my grandsons had me playing Fortnite, which I didn't particularly like. I spent the whole time hiding,
Oh my gosh.
So I would make it to the second to the last person, but then when, obviously you can't just keep hiding when you're in that small area. So I gave up on that. It's not my thing. Minecraft has changed a lot. And they've added a lot of things too, and I love the game. But Wizard101 has always given me, this is probably going to sound a little odd, but a sense of peace.
I completely agree with that.
I go on it to relax, and I always have. At the beginning, when my grandson introduced me to it, I was obsessed with it. I mean, I'd stay up all hours of the night playing. My husband would be sleeping, I'd be playing Wizard101. And through the years, though, I've always gone back to it. There's a lot of, I guess, stress in the world. And particularly my house, where we've raised a lot of grandchildren. My great-granddaughter's here all the time. So it's a lot for my husband and I now. And so I run to the game because it gives me time to be quiet and to get out of the world and into something fun.
I completely agree with that. It's like a little safe haven, and it's like, it's just so nice. I completely agree. That's worded beautifully. This question is kind of funny because I can only imagine, but if you had to guess, how many hours do you think that you've invested into the game in total?
Oh, wow. I couldn't imagine. 14 years of the game. And as I say, for the first 3 years, a lot because my daughter played, her husband played, the grandkids played, we all met on the game. It was so much fun. It was just, when I look back at that, think about it, and it was just fun. And then I met a gentleman on the game um, that he was a little younger than myself. His wife and I are still friends on Facebook. This is
Oh,
funny.
good.
But he has passed away.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
And so I miss him so much on the game because, his name was Bill and we had a lot of fun. We'd meet, and he'd say things like, let's go get a cup of coffee. He lives in Florida, so I don't think so.
Aw.
And I don't live anywhere near Florida. But we were both from New York, and so that was our connection.
Aw,
Yeah.
that is really sweet. I met my fiance on Wizard 101
See?
in 2013.
So you guys have so much in common, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Because
it definitely is.
it's not just that you both play the game, but that you both have a gentle mentality, that you like. I mean, I just think that's fabulous. I mean, my husband
Yeah.
would never, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. We met on there and we just became friends and we started talking through Skype and
Mhm.
everything. And he flew down here to meet me in person in 2017 and now we're engaged and live together and it's crazy.
I think it's a wonderful thing.
I
Yeah.
do too. Okay, have you maxed any of your characters yet?
Yes. My fire, which is my favorite now, and also my storm.
So is fire your favorite school then?
Now it is. I wrote a little thing down because I can't. It's been years since I played some of these characters. My first character was my life character, and she's stuck at 125. I think I'm going to go back to her and get her up to 150, just because she was, my absolute favorite for so many years. But I have 6 characters, and they're all in different stages of, you know, most of them are like in the 60s, level 60s. And my balance is at 130, but the rest are in the 60s.
I think my favorite school right now is probably Ice. Do you have an Ice character?
I do. What is she at? Let's see. Ice, Riley Unicorn Blood. She's at level 60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like her. I mean, I like that Snow Angel spell. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I haven't gone back to her. I started a new character, Death, and that's what I've been working on since I started streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that because I saw you in
Yeah.
Zafaria, weren't you there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite world?
My favorite world, and I know a lot of people disagree with this, but my grandson and I both are really into Asian culture, and I used to read a lot of Buddhism and stuff like that. So when I go to Mushu, it's just that vibe and the music, the gentleness of Mushu. That's my favorite world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites too. It's so pretty, so calming,
Yeah.
and yeah, I really like that world too.
Yeah, me too.
So you grew up in a generation that obviously doesn't use some of the same technology that we use today, but I was noticing that you seem to be pretty tech savvy. So I was wondering, what did you do for a career, and did that possibly play into any knowledge that you have with gaming and streaming?
I worked at Eastman Kodak Company, and I
Okay.
was a systems operator. So I did work with,
Oh,
these were big systems. Of course, they're outdated. They're no longer, we have these little tiny systems now that do the same thing, but that's what I did.
oh wow.
I mean, my grandson helps me a lot. I'm not as tech savvy as I should be, but I'm going to
Oh,
learn.
please.
I'm going to
I think you really are. I mean, my grandma is 75 years old and she wouldn't know anything about gaming or streaming. So I think you're extremely tech savvy. I really do.
I'm certainly trying, and I love it so much, but I'm really good on, with iPhones and things like that. But
Yeah.
the game, there's a lot I have to learn. And as I was telling some of the kids on the game, I'm not the best gamer, obviously. I play the game like I always play the game. I just enjoy the journey. I go through it. I don't do a lot of I did try the gardening. I was frustrated because if you forget, your plants start to die.
Yeah.
And fishing, I did that for a long time. I have some really cool fish I saved. But now they're giving mounts when you fish, so I might go back to that. But there's so much on the game now that I'm not doing that I may start doing.
Have you done PvP yet?
Yes, and I'm horrible at it.
It's okay.
I used to PvP all the time, and what I know, you know how they keep the stats, right?
Right.
Well, I would have way more losses than wins, and
Me
it
too.
was depressing. I thought, oh, you know, but sometimes I would win 2 or 3 times in a row. It just depends with PvP.
Yeah, and PvP is always changing too. Like,
Yeah.
I was really into it in about 2015, and I was really good at it too, but they change it so often, it's really hard to keep up with.
Yeah, and there's so many new things that they can do with their spells that I don't know. So I think that's a lot of it too.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with, so I don't blame you. Have you tried monstrology at all?
No, I have not.
Basically, monstrology is like, it's kind of a newer thing that they added. You have to have certain spells, and you can basically defeat certain enemies, and sometimes you can get their like model as a housing guest, which leads into another question. Have you done any house decorating?
Oh yes, oh yes. My life has a absolutely gorgeous home and
Oh, really?
tons of land. But what I've done is I accumulated so much stuff. I didn't have any place to put it. So I ended
Yeah.
kind of like hid it around stairways and down in little alleyways, and there's so many. There's pets running all over the place. Mounts. It's just there's a lot. Yeah, I'm in my dorm room on death, and it's really ugly because I haven't done absolutely anything to it.
Do you have any bundle castles?
I don't think so. No. The reason I'm hesitating, my grandson buys me cards all the time, and I think a couple of them did come with homes.
You may have just not redeemed them yet, but you know what? I think actually you have that pumpkin carriage mount.
Yes.
So that one does come with the house, but you may have just not redeemed it yet.
Okay,
But
that could be.
you would really like that one. It's beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
It's really nice. It's very large. It actually comes with several houses inside of it. I have a lot of bundle houses too, and that
I
one
would
is
love that.
definitely one of the biggest.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of stuff gathered up, but I haven't done that yet. Oh,
Well, next time you log on, you can see if it's
yeah,
there.
I'm going to. When we're done, I'm going to, because now you've got me
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see. In another year, I won't have any time restrictions. Lonnie will be in school, and I'll have time to myself, and I can spend much more time doing the fun things I like to do.
Right. Yeah. And that'll probably take you a very long time to decorate,
Oh
considering
yeah,
it's so
if it's that
big.
big, if it's that big, because I know
Yeah.
the life house is the one I have. I can't remember the name of it. It's huge, huge, but I love it, and I have each room a theme.
Oh,
So,
yeah?
yeah, it's really cool.
Aw, I would love to come see it. Maybe I
Yeah.
can add you in game after this
Yeah, we
is
should
over.
do that. Yeah, that would be fun.
The next question is, when was it that you realized that streaming was something that you wanted to do?
First, I started thinking about I wanted to do a podcast. My
Oh,
grandson and I were going to do it together with the different generations, and we were going to, come up with topics. And he's very busy. He's in nursing school and he has a job. It's just a lot. So I kind of realized the podcast wasn't going to work out right now. So then I thought, well, I'm playing Wizard, and then Nick kind of talked to me, and we said, well, I could stream it. That'd be fun. I'd meet people. I would be by myself. And so that's how it happened. One day I just said, okay, I don't know what I need. So let's go on Amazon and buy everything I need.
aw.
And it was exciting because I couldn't wait for everything to get here. And he set it all up for me, and I just started.
Oh my god.
It was just like that, out of the blue.
Yeah. What year was it?
This year.
Oh wow. So how many months have you been doing this for?
I haven't been streaming very long. I don't even know. Time goes by so fast. A couple months, 3 months at the most.
Wow. Well, awesome. You're already really, really good at it for only doing it for a few months.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't think I talk enough. I know you're not supposed to have long silences, but I mean, it's difficult.
It is, especially whenever the chat's slow. It's hard to
Yeah.
find things to talk about because you kind of feel like you're talking to yourself
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, and I don't want to do that, and I don't want to. It like you said, it's difficult. I always kind of let them lead, and then
Yeah, I do
I
too.
talk.
Outside of streaming, what are some of your other hobbies?
Well, I love traveling. The travel bug bit me in 2016. And I look back and I say, why didn't it bite me in my 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s when I was younger? But it didn't. I was busy, I guess. My son took me to Romania for a month.
Oh, that's cool.
And I fell in love with that country. Totally in love with it. It was like being in the 50s and 60s. It's so different over there. And the people are so welcoming. It's a wonderful, wonderful country. So that's the thing, and my husband and I have been to Rome, and we want to go to Hawaii. We're hoping we can go. It's hard for me to leave my great-granddaughter because my daughter works nights and all these crazy hours, and who's going to watch her? And I've even thought about taking her with us. So, and I love reading. I love getting lost in a book. I love the feeling that you can't wait to get back to it, It's kind of like Wizard. You want to get back to it because it's relaxing.
Right, and it's like a different reality for you. It's an escape.
It's like being in another world for a little while. And then when the book ends, you're let down. Oh, darn.
Yeah.
Now everybody buys their books on Amazon or Kindle. Everything's changed.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of online reading then?
No.
You like to stick to the regular books?
Yeah, my husband does. He reads all his books on his phone or his tablet. And I tried it, and it was weird. So I buy my books regular, hardcover books. And he says, well, that's just totally a waste of money. And isn't that book heavy? But for me, that's a book. I just like the book, the smell of the book, turning the pages.
Right.
That's what I do.
What would your response be to people who think that you're, quote, too old to be playing and streaming video games?
Oh, yeah, I had one gentleman come on and he said, I don't see the point. But there is no point, and that's the point.
Yeah.
I just say, I'm enjoying this. This is fun for me. And I've had some positive feedback. And I'm sorry that you feel that way, but you don't have to watch me.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't have to participate. So, and now he doesn't say anything to me. I don't even know who the kid was. And that's fine. It didn't even upset me because that's his opinion. And I understand. Gaming is a young person's thing. I mean, I have one of my grandsons plays Fortnite and Nick plays WoW, and that's their thing because they're young. But it doesn't mean that someone old can't enjoy, which is probably where I'm on Wizard. I'm not playing. Nick tried to get me involved in WoW, and I was like, oh, this is too. I can't do this.
I can't either. I've tried
it's all over the
too.
place. Well, he has this mouse that has all these buttons, and then there's all this stuff on the screen, and I'm like, what is it? It's just too much.
I don't think that there's a such thing as being too old to be playing video games.
No.
I really don't. I posted a picture of your stream whenever I rated you on Twitter on Twitch, but I posted it on Twitter, and it got over 300 likes, and a lot of people are considering you an inspiration because you're not afraid to get on there and just do what you like.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That makes me feel good. Yeah.
You have a lot of supporters. Yeah. 372 people liked that.
Well, that's good. That's wonderful. I'm glad. Well, there are a lot of nice people, and I think the Wizard community particularly has a lot of nice people. Just by the fact of the game, the way the game is structured.
Right.
I think the Wizard community is very welcoming, and I love it.
I do too.
And I'm sticking with it, so that's it.
Yeah. I played Fortnite. I've played Toontown. I've played just a bunch of different games before, and I've really seriously never met a community so welcoming like Wizard101. It's so, I'm just so grateful to be part of it. I really am.
Yeah, and you're very good at it, I can tell. And you're very good.
Thank you.
Just the interviewing part of it's wonderful. But I agree with you, and I think it's just the way the game is structured. It's just a nice game.
The last question I have for you is, what advice would you give to people who want to start streaming?
I would say if you want to start streaming, get the equipment if you can and get out there and just turn it on and start.
Yep.
That's it. Just start.
That's what I did.
It's like writing a book. Just start writing. Don't overthink it.
I was really nervous to get into streaming at first. I actually had to do it with my fiance he was my boyfriend at the time, but he was by my side the entire time because I was nervous. I was a little bit camera shy, but since I started it, it's just been amazing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, especially for someone young like yourself. I think it would be super great for you. I'm a little older and a little self-conscious,
Well, you don't need to be.
Yeah, but I just think, well, this is me now at 72. It is what it is. And so I'm not going to let it stop me from enjoying life.
Yeah, I completely agree. You just need to not worry about what others think.
Right.
And from the few streams that I have watched of you, you really do seem to be really good at it. And people like to watch you.
Thank you. I'm so pleased. I'm really pleased about that. Because, I didn't know. And to me, it's been overwhelming. Just the raids. I mean, they were so much fun. I was like, oh my goodness. Nick says, this is a big deal. And I'm like, oh,
You've gained a lot of followers since then, haven't you?
I have. Yes. Yes, thanks to you.
Well, I'm more than happy to do it. I try to raid smaller streamers every now and then, but whenever I saw you, I was like, oh my goodness, this woman deserves all of the followers.
Well, I'm very happy for them.
Well, thank you so much for letting me interview
you're very
you.
welcome.
I'm gonna try to have this edited and posted sometime soon, so I'll let you know whenever it's posted.
Okay. Well, Thank you very much. And I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there you have it. I am so thankful that she let me interview her, and it was so nice to make a new friend. Please go follow Daddy on Twitch. I will be linking her Twitch channel in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a big thumbs up and a comment down below. Bye!